let's open it up so we can at least have an opener. All right.
Sure.
So. You're listening to Squatch Talks Podcast. Real stories and real encounters told by real researchers. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey, welcome back to Squatch Talks Podcast.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Better and better. But yeah, we just thought we'd come on and got some things that we've been discussing. You know how we always do that pre-episode banter. That's where some of our bloopers come from, in case you were following along at the end with the bonus blooper material.
That's right.
Love those bonus material.
I love the bloopers. I do this for bloopers.
That's the best part.
I think so. It's fun.
I look forward to it. That's why I'm glad I put it now at the end, instead of in the beginning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people just turn it off after the bloopers.
Right.
Yeah. But it's good that it's good though that we decided to put out in the very beginning that, hey, do us a favor, and if you don't mind, give us a like and a share and a follow, maybe, depending on what you're listening to us on, and what else?
Subscribe.
Thank you.
Yes, please subscribe. Allow us to keep having fun doing this.
So, and you know what? I think our last episode made a difference. I think by doing so, we picked up like a half a dozen more subs.
Yeah.
Just
we had two ladies on too, so they liked listening to them. Maybe
that's the key. Bigfoot likes the ladies.
Yeah, and I want to apologize to everybody watching on YouTube. I got a new camera now; you can see me better.
Oh,
so
yes, we've been talking about that, and
yes.
It actually has happened, folks.
Yes, I bit the bullet and bought another camera.
So you get to see Nathan in all his clarity.
Yes, I'm very sorry.
Gonna have to start shaving like me.
Yeah. See, I'm up to a month now.
Is it no shave November or something?
Well, everybody keeps telling me I have to get a haircut, and I had 4 people tell me today that I need to get a haircut. So every time somebody says you really need a haircut, I add another week. So I'm up to March until I can get a haircut.
Okay.
So,
well, I like you both ways, of course, but I was looking at some of our older episodes the other day.
Yeah.
And I said to Heather, I said, Nathan looks good with his the goatee look. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, did I have a goatee for a while?
You had the goatee and you were kind of short on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a flat top for a while, and of course just the full-on bald.
Well, that's what I mean. The full-on bald with the goatee. A badass biker dude,
Yeah. I'm liking the beard right now, though. It's nice and warm.
Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
That's what I have a balaclava for. And speaking of balaclava, I didn't need it this week. I was out on a hike again, trying out the new Hero 11 that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Take some nice pictures. Battery lasts a lot longer.
That's good.
I will say that. And the mount works with all my old Hero mounts, so that's cool.
Oh, very good. At least they made that adaptable.
That's the one thing they made consistent. Yeah. But I'm still trying to figure it all out. There's so many settings and stuff, so it's going to take me a while. But nice images. I just can't figure out how to put them on the computer.
That kind of defeats the purpose a little, but I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah.
You figured everything else out so far, so.
And hopefully, maybe I won something with the Mega Millions, so that we'll be able to fund our projects moving forward.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I heard that somebody won the $1 billion last week in Maine. What the hell do you do with $1 million? $1 billion, I mean.
Give us some. That'd be all right.
Well, maybe they like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We'll reach out.
We don't need a lot. A couple 100,000.
I told Heather I'd be happy with 100 million. I'm not greedy.
There you go.
I'm not greedy. We'll be philanthropists.
Yeah, sure. Save the forest, save the Bigfoot.
That's right. So, aside from that, Heather and I went out, made a couple of shorts on, I forget what day it was, Sunday, I guess. Yeah, it must have been Saturday or Sunday. And drove out into the woods since the truck is fixed.
Very good.
Yeah, I had it out. Felt good to be out in the truck, out in the woods. And we took some film
made a quick short out by the 1-lane bridge. I don't know if you saw it. I put it up the other day. Okay. So yeah, hoping to continue to be able to do things like that and try out cameras like that and see what works. But we were talking a little bit. Was it last week? I forget. You mentioned, I think it was last week though, in the bonus material, speaking of bloopers, you had mentioned the email to Todd Standing's people, right?
Yes, I did.
So you did hear back.
Talked to Phil. Well, I didn't talk to him. Emailed back and forth with Phil. And he did email Todd my request on, coming on the show and speak his piece, see what's going on. I really don't know what all happened. Like I said before, I kind of don't really care. If he's a decent researcher, he's a decent researcher.
Hey, other people have had him on, like Les Stroud, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Meldrum was on his show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's just, I checked out his website after we spoke. I figured, let me go and check out what's going on, As far as anything new, he really hasn't done anything new in the last 10 years. And so there was a recent thing on YouTube he put out, but it was like, I hate to say it, clickbait.
Yeah.
Because it talked about Bigfoot stealing my apples, right?
Okay.
It's the same tree that him and Les were putting apples on that allegedly was banged and this 9.5, 10-foot tall Squatch is seen, and you can see the conical head behind, the branch of the tree, and he gives the measurements and everything. But you don't ever see the apples disappearing in this video that he puts out.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the thing. It's like, he says, what else could take an apple? I mean, this tree wouldn't move. I could hit it with a car and it wouldn't budge,
Yeah.
But it's right near a cliff. It's like, couldn't you find a better tree to maybe pick to use as a baiting station? What else could take these apples? Well, and there was an apple up in the tree. There was a different area that the apples they had placed in this structure, this kind of like teepee structure.
That I remember, yeah.
One was gone, but it was up 5 feet higher up in the branches of the tree and looked like it had a bite taken out of it. But like, what else could do this? Well, a squirrel.
Raccoon.
Yeah, raccoon. Yeah. I mean, other animals could do that.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was too, inconclusive at best. And then they left so much open to discussion.
Right.
That wasn't discussed, And he was quick to like say everything, like every break, every imprint was
everything's a Bigfoot.
Everything's a Bigfoot. And the way he got Meldrum to appear to say like he was backing him up was by continuously, like over and over again, talking about it, Just got a notification, another sub. Hey, thank you. But so anyway, I don't personally have anything against Todd.
No.
I used to watch his Sylvanic, videos back in the day, early on. And I found it very interesting. The one that he claimed he had gotten where the thing stood up the cliff from him. You know what I mean? All you see is the rear.
Back. Yeah.
The rear end. Yeah. Looked very impressive.
Yeah.
Very brief, but could have been real. And I still think that one potentially is real.
Yeah. 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 I always thought that one was real, personally.
But then in this video that I'm watching, and you can go onto Todd's channel and check out what I'm talking about. He also mentions the close-up photos, right? I don't know if it's Matilda. I don't know if that's the one they call Matilda. Matilda is the one I think that somebody else got through the tent.
Yeah, I think that was something else.
But it doesn't look real to me. Those faces look like costume faces.
They're the ones that look like Ewoks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It just doesn't look real. And
I've never saw another picture of a face that close up to compare.
I've seen other hoaxes that close up.
Yeah, but his don't look like those.
I'm just saying I've seen other close-ups that were hoaxes, but I just to me it doesn't look real, and I know his daughter is involved in production of costumes and makeup.
Right.
So again, Nathan was, just responding
Yeah.
to some of our, viewers' questions and concerns.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
took it upon himself to reach out and see if Todd would like to come on and possibly clear the air and shed some light on what's going on. And
Yeah.
hey,
Non-combative.
totally.
I don't like getting all controversy.
Ooh. We could even close off the comments if he prefers, but
Sure.
I saw a lot of the comments on this particular clip that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Very favorable.
Yeah.
Lots of favorable. We love you, Todd. Keep doing it. Keep up the good work. And there was a few, of course, that are like, "Hey, dude, I
Well,
want
you
what you're
know what?
smoking."
There's one in every crowd, and there's one for everybody that's doing this. What we're doing, somebody out there hates us.
Right.
So whatever.
True. Hey, like I said, though, we're happy to have him come on and talk about it, and that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Squatch Talks podcast. So
that's right. Squatch
the
Talks.
Invitation is open. So for anyone watching, if you've been asking us, hey, what do we think of Todd? We're open to getting to know him better.
Sure. There's a lot of people that don't like Matt. We had him on.
Absolutely. Probably more people dislike Matt.
Yeah.
Now,
talking about evidence, don't you think, and I had a scientist say this to me, with everything that everybody has collected through the years, since the Patterson-Gimlin footage till today, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we have proven that Bigfoot exists.
Is that it?
That's the statement that was made from an anthropologist. From the Patterson-Gimlin footage to today, with the footprints, the videos, the vocalizations, we have proven without a doubt that it exists. Why doesn't anybody want to accept it? Why?
Because it's anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, but the sheer volume of it,
I agree.
is, and this is an actual anthropologist that said this.
I suspect I know who, but
yeah. And so if one scientist is willing to admit it privately, are all the other ones like, yeah, it's real, we're just not going to admit it?
It's a major commitment for them to admit something like that, because they could lose their tenure, they could lose their funding, their grants. You know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons why they may or may not get on board with that.
But man, I just don't understand why anybody would want to be so close-minded as to not at least research. That's what we're doing.
As well as I do, how many years it took them to prove the existence of the gorilla.
Yeah.
There were stories from natives, right, that lived in the region about these man beasts that were covered in hair, right?
Right.
It wasn't until early 1900s, 1904, that they were, I think, confirmed.
I think it was even later than that.
I'm just saying, maybe, right?
Yeah.
So,
we even have people still saying UFOs and extraterrestrials aren't real. When, every government in the world said, well, yeah, they are. And we still have people that say, no, that shit ain't real. You know what I mean?
Well,
our government, Russia, China, everybody said.
Goes back to what we were discussing before we went on live here.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Ego, all this stuff, fear, right?
Right.
Come on. How arrogant would one have to be to think we are the only intelligent life in this vast universe?
Right.
Right. That's what I've always said.
Yeah.
When it comes to, even Jane Goodall, Jane Goodall says she believes in the possibility of the existence of Sasquatch.
Right.
Okay. However, we don't have a body. We don't have anything conclusive that would, to the scientists' view, prove their existence. And since we're not going to go out and shoot one, it's funny. I say that, but I was watching Terror in the Woods the other day, and it was a repeat. Okay. And this hunter, right? is out there. Mike, may he rest in peace. I
Mhm.
think he's passed on, actually, since the episode was filmed. Yeah, he did. He had him in his crosshairs, but there was more than one. He felt, obviously he was a dead man if he pulled the trigger.
Right. Which wouldn't be the first time we heard that.
No, I've heard it from people who've had
Yeah.
him in their crosshairs. But I mean, just the thought. I mean, he had a powerful weapon too. It was like a 275 caliber. I don't know, rifle, right? High-powered rifle. I think that was the number. But anyway,
I don't know guns that well. Sorry.
I'm just saying. I mean, he had it in his crosshairs, but didn't pull the trigger, right?
Because they look too human.
That's one reason. He was also feared up. I mean, he thought best thing, even though it was a high-powered rifle, he didn't think this would take down what he was looking at. He thought it would just piss him off.
All right.
But I don't know. But again, that's not our goal. We don't go out to harm them. And I'm not actually going out to help them or preserve them either. I don't think they need our help.
No. Well, we need to stop cutting down trees.
Well, that's where I'm going with this.
That's the only help they need from
Davos,
us.
and right, these elites in their Learjets going over to Switzerland for this convention, right, to save the earth. And meanwhile, they're a bunch of hypocrites because they're all polluting it more with their jets and everything else. But meanwhile, you had asked me to watch David Attenborough's episode, right? What was it called?
Our Planet.
Yeah. And he makes it very clear.
Yeah. You can't ask for better footage of us destroying the planet. I mean, he has footage from him from way back when till now, proving that there's just less forest.
Yeah.
Which is why there's more Bigfoot sightings. They got less place to hide.
Including aerial footage, photography from satellite, right? Where it shows land masses and rainforests decreasing over these years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, again, we've had a little bit of discussion prior. I don't know. It's all our fault. The Earth varies in temperature every 10 to 1.
I'm not saying that.
Years,
I'm not.
I mean?
I don't want to argue climate change.
We're not doing.
We're not talking climate change. We're talking
deforestation.
And I mean, face it. The more of us there are, the more farms we have to feed us.
Yeah.
And the more places we need to live.
Yeah.
It's just happening.
I really like the what they're doing in the Netherlands. That indoor farming thing they had going on in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
That was really impressive, huh?
Yeah, and quick.
Yeah.
It's so much faster. It's all just floating in water.
And why can't we use bamboo and hemp instead of trees for paper production and things?
How much faster hemp grows than trees? And it gives the same amount of paper.
And they're basically replenishable.
Yeah, it's almost sustainable.
It's sustainable. I know. There are ways to make changes and then I know we can go off on different tangents here, but even people's argument about cattle production being very responsible for the global warming and all this, right?
Yeah.
A cattle farmer, they only kill one thing, whatever livestock they're cultivating, right?
Right.
Whereas if you want to plant a field of soybeans, you got to kill everything.
You kill the moles, the voles, the groundhogs,
the bugs, everything.
Yeah.
Wipe out everything. So if you're really against killing things, those veggie burgers aren't looking so good.
Okay? No. And that's just, the way it works. If you want to grow vegetables, you got to kill all them little animals.
That's right. And put a lot of poisons into the ground, which in turn kills other things, including
us
eventually, right?
Yeah.
So I know these are interesting things, but obviously goes back to what you were saying about how sightings also have increased.
Right. All the sightings are going up.
That we're kind of making it harder and harder for them to have
a place to hide.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
This should bring us the Nobel Peace Prize, I think. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? some real recognition.
Real recognition.
Yeah, like we're qualified for that.
I know, but you know what? This is just like Squatch talk. You know what I mean? Like we're actually talking stuff that makes sense here. I mean, and getting back to your original question that we're discussing here is, how could a, scientist, I'm not going to just say anthropologist because that would be limiting, right?
Right.
How any scientist could say that these creatures don't exist after all the anecdotal evidence and stuff that's been accumulated over the years, all the eyewitness reports, how can that be mass hysteria?
Now, you're talking anecdotal evidence, but when you go to a crime scene and you get a footprint
or a tire track impression,
you didn't see that person put that footprint there. They might have the same shoe, but geez, that could have been anybody. And how do you know that person exists? You know what I mean? Okay, totally. You get DNA, whatever, but it's the same thing we got with Bigfoot. The same thing. And that's not real, but that is. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's my evidence is right and your evidence is wrong. Stupid ego. Well, this episode ought to get us either a lot of viewers or none.
Or a couple of strikes.
See what happens when I get a new camera? We talk stupid.
No, I had you on speaker the whole time, so you've been talking. I'm kidding. I just put it off for a moment. But yeah, we should do it that way. Mix it up so we get close-ups of your new camera now.
Yeah. I really hope
it's a good conversation.
I hope the people enjoyed it. I hope we can get something good out of it.
Yeah.
What?
Processing. I'm still processing it.
Anyway,
I had it on speaker thing again so that we could have close-ups, but
and then nobody said anything.
I'm
running out of
getting back to what you were saying though. I mean, obviously things have evolved over our time, but look how quickly things have changed, right? From early times to recent history.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it becomes the Squatch Talks podcast. Link, there's those who would say there's some, connection between early humans and extraterrestrial, right?
Right.
Either through hybridization or coming down and assisting in certain matters, right? Like the pyramids and things like that.
And I think my view on that is it devalues the human intelligence so much to think that we're not capable of coming up with a supercomputer.
Right.
Because everything we have came out of this first. You know what I mean?
But
to say that
we only use a portion of this.
Oh, we don't even use a portion of it.
A fraction, right?
Right. But that's what I mean. To say that the only way we got this was reverse engineering shit from an extraterrestrial, I say no. I say we're smart enough to figure it out, and we did. But then they say, how can we go from building a car in the early 1900s to 1960 flying to the moon? Well, as well as I do, as soon as you build one thing, it's easier to build the next. You build one microchip this big, it's easier to figure out how to build a microchip this big.
That still blows my mind, though.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And just the calculations of what it would take with propulsion and how much jet fuel and everything they need to get from here to the moon, right? That to me is still mind-boggling, and how they can spin around the moon and then come back. It just amazes me.
Yeah.
These scientists and these, what do they call them? Engineers, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's a lot that take this conversation to, of course. But yeah, getting back to what you were saying with regards to energy and
Energy.
right. It's
Yep.
ever changing, right? Constantly changing, but it never dies.
No. And I've been doing some yoga actually, and it's to get, and a lot of people think that when you're doing your yoga and whatnot, you're trying to separate your body and your mind. But what you need to do is separate your body and your mind and your energy. Your body and your mind are of this earth. They are together.
Planetary.
The rest of you, if you can get a space between your body and your mind and your energy, then things become a lot clearer.
And I don't know if maybe you heard me incorrectly before. When I was talking about the breath, I was saying it's the connection of the mind and body.
And the spirit. Yes.
Through the breath. Okay.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's just yoga is unity. You know, it's.
I haven't done it in a long time.
There's I got to get if I had my stuff in front of me, it would be a little more coherent.
I kind of got off the yoga and got into the squatching right around that time.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to be squatching.
Serious. That's basically what happened. Yeah. I found a love of the outdoors and seeking the elusive Sasquatch. So,
well, I've been seeking the elusive Sasquatch, and now I'm starting to do yoga. So
cool. Well, hey, thank you. Nothing says we can't do that while we're out in the woods, right? And who knows? You might put down a mat on the ground, be doing some downward facing dog, and Bigfoot might come up and be like, "Hey, Nathan, what are you doing there? That looks pretty good."
Yeah.
But hey, I know for all our viewers that if you have any questions or comments, you know where to get a hold of us.
That's right. Squatch Talks Podcast, gmail.com.
And any comments and questions are appreciated. We again want to thank our friends at YetiBars.net for teaming up with us and allowing us to spread their cheer amongst the viewers.
Yep, great guys.
Had a great conversation with Tyrell, and use STP10 at checkout like we do.
That's right.
Get 10% off your order. Always want to thank our friends at Black Rifle until our friends at Lake's Coffee come through with our Squatch Talks.
That's right.
Brew coming soon to a theater near you.
Jack Links.
Jack Links. Messing with Sasquatch. But hey, I hope this has been an entertaining episode for you. And please check us out on other platforms like Spotify and iHeart and
Amazon
like that.
Yeah.
Amazon. Not sure if I got us on Apple Tunes yet or not. I tried, but hey, give us a follow. That really helps the channel. And and shares, likes, they all are appreciated too. Nathan and I will come back again next week and hopefully have some more material and maybe a guest or two.
That's right. All right. Else? Hey, thanks for squatching.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Squatch Talks Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and give us a like, and stay tuned for more exciting stories on Squatch Talks.
Beam me up into this program, it says. Beam me up, Squatchy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just came up with that name. Did you like it?
That was great. It was perfect. It was just good. Yeah.
We were discussing, Heather and I were discussing names, and I went, beam me up, Squatchy, instead of Scotty.
Yeah. No, I liked it.
Cool.
It was a good episode.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, I had a good time. And, I liked watching it. It was all good.
Mike Rufo came in the other day and he was talking about, he's like, wow, they were really great. Those ladies were really great. He was saying.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. And we had another comment from somebody that just joined and said they're not into paranormal, but they enjoyed the episode. So
Cool.
that's
Well,
good.
and I think it was cool how we combined the two, right?
Yeah.
With ghosts, UFOs, and Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. I
So
think it's important.
I had a really idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm almost afraid to put it out into the universe because I'm afraid somebody will steal it and run with it. But it was discussed in the episode. So, what do you want to talk about?
I have no idea. Hi there.
Hi there.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that you're going to get on there.
Hey, you know what? I don't know. I could make 2 shows out of that. What's going on? You got something blocking your camera. Uh-oh. Oh, that's what it is. It's your new camera.
It's my new camera. How did I got to change cameras?
Yeah,
Hold on.
you're on your webcam is sitting over your current.
Yes.
Yes. You may have to go into your settings too to adjust it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
HD.
HD. Is it clicked on HD?
Yeah. What is my shirt reading the right way?
Yeah. It's looking dark.
Okay. Hold on.
Wow.
Like that.
Nice.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, man. Looks good.
Well, this is a pain in the ass. It was a $60 camera on sale for $39. So I figured, screw it. Let's give it a shot.
It looks good. So I had a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
Well, we've been kind of talking about teasing this Todd Standing thing a little bit.
I'm still fucking with my camera.
No, I'm not even seeing you. I'm reading this, So
I want to try to push that up a little more.
We could. This is weird. I'm talking with you, but I'm not seeing you, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just sitting here. I'm still got the Olympic article in front of me. I told her what other people think of me is none of my business.
Nope.
No.
That's right. It's not.
I got a loose board here.
What you've always heard isn't always right. It's kind of like Abraham Lincoln said. Everything you read on the internet isn't true.
And only half of what you see.
That's right.
Wow. I can really see the clarity of your map. How's the eye?
Terrible.
Uh-oh. What do I do?
Okay. I can see.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going. I haven't seen Eric in a while. Be fun to see him do a presentation.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll meet somebody there and we could do a Bigfoot presentation there at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
I just changed it. It's on speaker the whole time. It's going back and forth between the two of us.
Jack Links.
Jack Links. Yeah, man. Nice. Wow, I can actually see it with your new camera.
I know, isn't that great? Big jug of water.
That is. Cedar water. Yeah. Nathan's hitting the cedar water again, folks.